So, what is the story behind our ownership of How Matcha? So, How Matcha began in June of 2021. It was running for, well, it began in, sorry, July of 2021, and it was running effectively for 11 months before in June the 1st, Axel and myself took over as owners of the cafe. We began the initial journey of acquisition 2 months before that. So the journey began in May, or rather, sorry, April, early April, where I went to see the actual place. It was on a business brokerage site called Pavia Property Services, and that was where we ultimately discovered the cafe. And then I was able to go in and meet the previous owner, Abu, to get to know a little bit more about the cafe, the area, Marleybone, and of course the incredible pink theme, the cups, the walls, the decor, the pinks and the strong greens. So that was where I first got to know about it, and it looked like something that would really, really work well on Instagram, and as a general point of growing a strong brand. So after going through, for example, the lawyers and the due diligence, all of the things related to it, we then took over June the 1st, already officially picked up the keys. Now, one of the things that's been interesting about Matcha is that my partner, Daniela, is a huge fan of Matcha. She's been drinking matcha at home for a few years now. She got me introduced to the concept of matcha. She previously was buying her matchas from Pret, her matcha lattes. She was also making them at home herself. And fundamentally, that was where I became aware of matcha as a really powerful coffee alternative that doesn't give you the same spikes, but gives you a more consistent uplift in energy. And who knew that later we would end up owning a matcha place? So it seemed like a great opportunity because the former owner was basically making a return to the south of France and selling off his business, and so yeah, the opportunity came up and it just seemed to make sense, especially when I went in during the early due diligence phases and I went in twice. I tried two matcha lattes, and they were absolutely superb drinks. And that was what impressed me massively. So I, that's the story of how matcha, um, in terms of our involvement in it, and yeah, incredibly keen to continue with the matcha brand. Incredibly loyal to the quality of the matcha that is in the cafe, which is superb, and that's everything. So that is the How Matcha story.